This is our first episode, and today we have with us Miss Dhusharima.
And we have Mr. Romio with us.
Right. So to start off, we wanted to give an idea to all of our viewers about why are we really starting this podcast, right? And why, what did we plan for it? What have we named? Why have we named this Two Peas in a Podcast? You know, the whole breakdown. So to start off, I would like to ask you, because you're the one who came up with the name, right?
Yeah.
Why is it Two Peas in a Podcast?
So of course we both agree, and our friends and family also agree that we are actually one, no matter how cliche it sounds. Our interests, our choices in life, we both are lawyers, having done taken our degrees from the same universities, institutions. So, we're basically the same people. So, that's why I thought that, if there were a visual representation of two peas in a pod, I think that would be us. So, of course, and we're starting a podcast channel, so definitely it has to be Two Peas in a Podcast.
Right. Very, very right. So, and to the next important question that everyone will have is that, what's the purpose? How did this really start, right? What's the aim of this podcast? So, I distinctly remember, right, asking you a few days back, right? So, there's this motivational video I watched on the internet, and one of the key questions in that video was that, are you doing what you really wanted to do in your life? And if not, are you doing anything to take a step towards that, right? What are you doing today to move one step closer to what you really wanted to do? So right after asking you that question, right, I immediately remember you being completely distraught, and an uncertain wave just went through you, and you spent about the next 2 or 3 days just thinking, what is it that you really want, right?
Yeah.
So that was that definitely took a toll on me as well, in having to see you like that. So
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that moment?
So, your question sort of made me realize that we often don't have the answer to a lot of questions. We just live our lives, We get in a flow, and then we just, get going with it. We don't really stop and question and, maybe think that whatever we're doing, are we really happy? Are we really content? We just keep doing it. So, of course, that question triggered a lot of thoughts in my mind, and I remember being really frustrated, because, we both are lawyers, and we both had been in this profession for, the past 6 years. So, will I be happy if I keep doing this, for the rest of my life? So, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of questions, in my mind that I didn't have an answer to. So, I thought that what, could be better than just sharing, my experience, my uncertainties and struggles with, you and other people, whoever is watching our podcast. So, we both know that this profession is very challenging. I'm sure that other professions are also challenging in their own ways. We do not often talk about those challenges, we most of the times try to portray the good side of it, our little successes, but
Paint a positive image, right?
we paint a positive image. So we hardly talk about the struggles behind those, and the uncertainties, and the fact that whether we are happy with the choices we made. So I thought, why not talk about these things? And of course, if you face a lot of challenges, it's, you get demotivated so quickly,
Yeah.
in your career or your everyday life. So I would like to ask you, what do you do to sort of get back motivation, for your career or for your profession?
To tell the truth, really, so it's a bit different for me, right? So I chose this career as that came, or that just born out of this passion of mine. You know this very well already. So I used to love debating, in school, and then I thought, when my parents suggested that this is something they want me to be, my father wanted me to be a lawyer, and I instinctively thought that just as I do enjoy debating and portraying logic and arguments and things like that, I thought debating would be a natural progression of my passion into a career, right? So that's what I did initially, and I chose, and I know we both have become barristers now, right? So but at the end of it all, at this moment, I do face certain challenges in the profession. Starting from getting your enrollment to actually making it big, finding clients and all of those things. So what I try to tell myself is that it is a long haul process. It's not a matter of just a few days that you're going to get there. So I try to motivate myself, keep repeating the fact that look at other lawyers who are in the same profession, who have taken a lot of time to flourish. So I think I'll reach there in the same manner everyone else have, right? But yeah, I do not discount the fact that there are a lot of hurdles that maybe are now, and I also understand that mine and also maybe any other profession, especially in our country, is quite saturated, which leads to a lot of additional challenges that maybe people, our predecessors, may not have faced.
Yeah.
So I understand that. Yeah. So that's what I tell myself. Hang in there.
Yeah. I know that.
So tell me about your passions, right? What are you really passionate about, and are you really enjoying what you're doing now, or what are you thinking in terms of career and everything?
I never really hated law. I mean, on the other hand, I loved it. So of course, initially, of course, my dad is a doctor. So in Bangladeshi culture, we know that if your father is a doctor, you have to be a doctor. I mean, that happens more often than not. So I had that in mind, ever since O-levels. But later, my dad sort of sat me down one day and he said, this is a very challenging profession, so why don't you do something else, something different,
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I may think about something else. And then we discussed and we thought, why not pursue law? And of course, the rest is history. I became a lawyer. And of course, I'm the first lawyer in my family.
Yeah.
So that was quite intriguing for me. But just achieving the title is not the end of it, rather that's the start of your journey.
Yeah.
So we often see people telling younger people, if you have this title, your life will be set, and that's it. But it's actually not as simple as that. So after you have the title, the main challenge starts. You have to start working, and you have to infiltrate this profession, and you have to be good in whatever you're doing in order to be recognized. So definitely it's not easy. And it definitely takes mental toll on everyone.
Yeah. So naturally, these were the the kind of thoughts that we had in our mind when we were discussing about the podcast, right? What we wanted to do, how we wanted to start. So in line of all of those things, right? In line of those thoughts, we sort of decided that why don't we embark on a journey where we also try and find other people, right? People of other professions, the same profession, people who are in different disciplines of life, who are in different mind states of life, so to say, who are have decided upon their careers, or are still undecided on their careers, are happy with what they're doing, or maybe they've started studying in one profession, or in down one career path, and then they chose to do something else later on, right? So that's what we thought that this is what we should explore in this podcast, so that we're able to show our viewers that there's more to life than just what you start off with, and that it might just help some of the viewers who are watching us in deciding that if they are happy with what they're doing, if they're going down the right path, or maybe just providing some motivational courage to some of our viewers, and allowing them to decide what they really want to do.
Absolutely. It's going to be very inspiring to have those people talk in our podcast, because I know that a lot of people in my generation struggle to figure out what they want to do in their lives, and even if they have decided something, maybe under pressure of their parents or the society, maybe they're not happy, like I said before. So, and that is the reason it's going to be very inspiring to speak to those people who,
Hopefully.
hopefully,
Yeah.
so who have not confined them to the societal pressure, or the demands of the parents, and who just, broke free and currently are doing what they're passionate about, and chose that their passion as a career, So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope watching or listening us talk to those people, and having those people talk in our show would definitely motivate a lot of people who watches this podcast or listens to it, because we need to find positivity in every struggles of life. So if we just speak about certain experiences, we would know that we are not alone in the struggle. We're not alone in this world. We are all some way or the other struggling in life. So definitely our intention is to talk about those and normalize talking about those. So we really hope that anyone who watches would find it motivating. And regardless of that, if you ever feel demotivated, which I really tell myself, if you ever feel demotivated, you should just take a break, pause wherever you are, figure yourselves out, take some time off.
Right. I guess with that, it summarizes very well what we're planning to do with this podcast, right? And I hope it gives the viewers an idea about who we are and what we are trying to achieve through this whole endeavor. And with that, I'd like to conclude our first podcast. Hope you stay with us and enjoy many more of such episodes. Thank you.